here today on the map, the Atlantic in the USS Midway. So it's been quite a while since I covered the Midway. Probably the last time I covered her was on patch 0.8.3, so it's about time I revisited her. We are in a double carrier game. And we are paired with a Shokaku against a Hakuryu and a Lexington. We're up against a single Conqueror in the battleship slot, and then Yoshino Donskoi, and then a metric fuckton of DDs. So this should be a interesting game, to say the least. So just gonna start the match with my F8F Bearcats. In terms of DDs, only maybe the Harugumo and Kitakazes pose a small threat AA-wise. Everything else mediocre to no AA. Gonna turn out of the fighter squadron. Don't want anything to do with that. He can screen for his GDs all he wants. There are, well, 6 GDs total to go after, so here I'm gonna take advantage of my Shokaku, spotting out the Khabarovsk for me. Now the Khabarovsk is a fairly large GD, which means he should take a fair amount of damage from the rockets. 4 rockets for 6k, no big deal at all. And I'm actually just going to proceed forward rather than come around for him because, well, there's just so many DDs to hit that I don't really care. Here, hitting the Kitakaze, again a large target, another easy 6k. So, matchmaking wise, we know there's only one battleship and a ton of DDs, so it's standard battle, so there's no caps to contest, so they're either just gonna run around like headless chickens. So what's changed since that's covered the Midway well? The AA changes went through, so planes take a lot more damage now in general. I'm gonna drop a fighter for the 2 DDs in this area. Oh, and I'm gonna go after that Kitakaze who showed himself. Now I was considering going after the Conqueror. The lone Conqueror will be quite the target to farm. See if he turns in. Looks like he's turning in. And so the AA changes in 8.4 to 8.5 resulted in planes taking a lot more sustained damage because the last plane in the squadron gets focused now instead of just random AA assignment to planes in the squadron at random. It also increased the drop height for HE dive bombers so that they're a little less consistent. Here I'm just gonna ditch these into the water actually. Well, not into the water per se, but onto where I think the Kitakaze is. And I'm gonna F out. Oh, and I got 2 blind hits, nice. So the majority of their team focus is up here, so I'm gonna turn away. To get the optimal routing, this requires some finesse. Lost a DD, unfortunately, because my DDs were a bit sloppy with their management of positions. So I'm gonna launch torpedo bombers, looking to put pressure onto that Conqueror. He's beside a Donskoi and a Yoshino. No, normally I should probably come over from this side, but lacking easy access, looks like he's turning outward. I'm gonna come over from... Okay, well he's making a big turn now. So in anticipation of him completing his turn, I am going to go in with the torpedo bombers. So normally I would not necessarily go after the battleship, but because there's only one battleship here in this match, I'm gonna pop the healer just to keep the endurance on my torpedo bombers. It's actually rather advantageous to be able to focus down the one battleship, since he represents a large chunk of the tanking capability and shoving capability. Nice full 6 torpedo salvo. Damage is kind of pathetic, but that is the Midway dive bombers, or torpedo bombers for you, sorry. AP dive bombers from the Hakuryu suggests that he's going after a cruiser. The only cruisers I have here are the Moskva and the Richelieu, so I'm just going to drop a quick fighter on the way out. And then swing back for the lightning. He was the closest GD on my radar. Oh, looks like he's going after the Ibuki. I'm fully expecting the daring to light him up. Light him up, please. Light him up, please. Alright. Well, I need intelligence data. Give me the intelligence data. Oh, I don't see anything. So I circled around for nothing. There's a daring up north. Unfortunately, I cannot harass him, and the Conqueror manages to off himself first thing, which is somewhat amazing, but we can't spare too much time to worry about that because our team is down 2 ships. So I'm gonna expend some of these tiny Tims on the Yoshino. Maybe we spot the Kitakaze on the way in. So the Yoshino is a Azuma at tier 10 with slightly better AA. He's covered in pretty thick armor, well, 25mm extremities and then 30mm in the middle. Unlike her, well, like most high tier cruisers. But the Tiny Tims have an absurd penetration power, so don't need to worry about that one too much. A whole bunch of low health GDs over there, a Demon Donskoy and a Harugumo to harass. Given the initiative my team has taken, I can push back towards that. I'm aware there that my pathing will take me through the rocks, but I'm fully expecting them to die in the meantime. There's a cluster of enemy DDs down there, but I don't need to worry about them too much. We'll work on them later. Shokaku getting harassed by the Hakuryu, which is a bit tragic. And ships down there in that southern cluster. Giving my team some trouble. I cannot see the Kitakaze very clearly through the smoke plumes. Okay, I can now. Or through the flak plumes. So this should be one easy kill, even if I just skim him. Thank you. Come around for the Yoshino. You'll notice my planes took quite a bit of a beating from the flak. Free aim. The Yoshino, unlike the DDs, should be fairly easy target. Only 2 bombs, unfortunately, so we're gonna fly these guys out. You see here that we spotted the carrier. Fly out of the Yoshino's 5-8 detection range. I'm just gonna drop a fighter to provide some spotting. Relaunch with my dive bombers. Go after that Harugumo up north. He became unspotted, which suggests to me that he's smoked. As you can see, there's a hint of the smoke screen over there. So maybe let's try and go after the Donskoy. I'm detected. What does that mean? Briefly spotted. Where are the DDs in the area? They're all here, so Shimi's over here. Should I defend myself? Or should I go after these cruisers? It's an interesting decision. I'm gonna go after this Donskoy first, try to help my DDs out. 3 kilometers. Arm the dive bombers. He's a nice long cruiser, so not the best in terms of ellipse, but he doesn't have too much AA, so I'll come around. You can see him slowly trimming off the GDs there. Looks like a defensive fire, but because my planes are so tanky and he's just a Donskoy, not exactly an AA superpower. Okay, Harugumo there. Given that the Harugumo's there, I'm gonna turn north before I swing back. Because he probably torped me. There's no other real targets to torp. He's a nice fat DD. His AA is off, but he was shooting, so... Oh, a bit unlucky there. The 9 rocket dispersion. Showing off, rearing its ugly head, shall we say. Not much of my team left. There we go. And I'd rather just relaunch. So unfortunately, the shimmy is going to give me a bit of a problem. I'm gonna turn, but oh, I'm no longer spotted, huh? Gonna come around and hunt the Shimikaze. So I think he's right like here. Or he's right there. A very large chunk for the Shimikaze, considering he's a relatively skinny DD. You can see me flying over the Kitakaze A there. Gonna come around, pretend to be a Saipan, because I am gonna lose one of these Bearcats, more than likely. Remember where he is. Right there. There's the reticle. Gonna manual control while I'm here. Drop myself a fighter. Don't want to get harassed too hard by the Hakuryu. He's using the twins. Gonna head for the Shimikaze with a full set of dive bombers. And see if he turns in, turns out, turns off his AA. He's turning in to try and stay in the cap, I guess. It's gonna be fairly difficult. You can see here now that the ellipse has made things a bit more complicated. Did get one nice lucky bomb which set a fire and took some incaps, but what you want to do is anticipate the direction of the turn and then follow. Looks like he's slowing down. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly adjust my course. And now I cannot hit the Shimikaze reliably. I did take a bit of extra damage there, using the map mode to steer my carrier. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. 40,000 damage, not quite sure what that was. I guess a Yoshino AP? Oh. Can't worry about that. That's the price we pay for not having killed him. Gonna continue to slam the Donskoy, since he is the one with radar. My team did collapse here, but the Midway is still putting up a fairly good performance. Ooh. What is my dispersion ellipse? Well, in spite of that, got a pretty good damage roll. I'm gonna see if I can get my last 3 rockets off on the Yoshino here, but the game will end shortly. Eventually, that Z-52's German smoke will fade. I really hate how, if it's the last plane, it doesn't let you see what you're doing. I did get 2 rocket hits in a fire, which appears not to have been damage controlled. If the Yoshino has Hydro instead of defensive A, which he may well, he's about to get pushed out of his smoke. His smoke should be fading soon anyway because of the German smoke. And the shimmy is pushing him out. He should try and gun down the shimmy. Good. And Yoshino, however, is going to give him a bit of trouble. So he gets the shimmy, the salvo. Now, well, he's the last one, so there's no way he can beat 2 carriers. Hakuryu by himself here should chunk him. Nice chunk AP, broadside. Alright, well, it didn't matter. So we did lose, but we did try our best. It's still an alright game, I would say. Bit of a weird one. However, my teammates seem to have thrown their lives away somewhat needlessly in some areas of the map. And we ourselves ended up in an awkward position. Perhaps I should have pushed all the way into the corner, in which case maybe I could have carried this out. But anyway, 6 torpedo hits from the initial strike on the Conqueror, 15 bomb hits. You saw there that our HE dive bomb accuracy is a bit down. I'm definitely not the most accurate HE dive bomb user right now, but with a little practice, should get better. And you saw there that they're still perfectly effective even if you aren't the best at aiming. 10 planes shot down by carrier, 5 by fighter, 16 in caps, kind of showing off how all those splashing bomb hits around destroyers and other ships can sometimes give you in caps without actual impacts. 4 kills, 10 fires, 1 flood, 1 defended ribbon, 10 spotting ribbons, 37 rocket strikes. Team score wise, wow, I am a lot ahead of the next highest person on my team. I am in fact almost matching the enemy Yoshino on a losing team. And if we look at the detailed report, a nice chunk of damage on the Conqueror. Looks like he let the flooding tick fully, and there's the torpedo hits. And then the Yoshino we harassed quite a bit. We didn't quite kill him, however, so he did come back with a bit of vengeance and then a lot of DD damage over the course of this game. So our reserves-wise, we were doing pretty good. There weren't too many AA threats this game, though. The DDs themselves are not particularly threatening. And then we didn't go after too many heavy AA threats. The damage could be a bit higher, but as I said, there was only 1 battleship here, so not too much damage to farm. But anyhow, hopefully from that demonstration you could tell that the Midway is still more than effective enough, even after the AA changes. Certainly I have lost some potency on her HE dive bombers, which were her primary squadron before, and the torpedo bombers, unlike this on the Saipan, the Midway's torpedo bombers remain somewhat impotent. However, impotent or not, the Midway is still nothing to be laughed at. And there you have it. Midway is 0.8.6. Still quite the monster. Needs some practice on my part, but I'm sure with time I'll give you something a little more impressive. Hope you enjoyed.